Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It's gonna come out how it come out. You feel me? Yo, none of this is rehearsed. Everything is off the top.
Vulgar. Welcome to the man cave.
Yo, what's good? Welcome to the man cave. We back on this Monday night. I almost forgot what day it was. All right, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all coming here. It's raw, pause, uncut, unfiltered. We always got some interesting topics for you. I'm Boger.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Enzo.
I'm 85 Slim.
Easy.
I guess that's easy.
And we got easy. All right. I'm gonna get straight into tonight's topic. Or I always forget to say that. Y'all hit the like button, and we're gonna get to the main event. But you know, we always got a few things to cover because there's always some crazy stuff going on, and we got to make sure we cover it and talk about it. All right, here we go.
Ever escaped from Alcatraz and just represented something strong having to do with law and order. We need law and order in this country. And so we're going to look at it. Some of the people up here are going to be working very hard on that. And we had a little conversation. I think it's going to be very interesting. We'll see if we can bring it back in large form, add a lot. But I think it represents something. Right now it's a big hulk that's sitting there rusting.
Open Alcatraz. I crunch the numbers so that you don't have to. And if you've been living under a rock, no pun intended, as to why I'm doing this video, it's because President Trump said that he wants to reopen Alcatraz, which closed in 1963. Now, for the purpose of this discussion, we're going to set aside the legal, political, environmental hurdles, as well as the fact that it is a preserved national landmark, and we're going to just focus on reopening. Now, let's work a little bit backwards and start with staffing and logistics. So that would run you about $50 to $100 million a year. The biggest reason that Alcatraz closed in 63 was because the extremely high costs of operating the facility. Because it sits on its own island, it would require boat service running pretty much round the clock. And when you're dealing with inmate transfers, you're also going to have helicopters having to run pretty much around the clock. And that's not including food and medical, which will have to be brought in every single day. Now, continuing to work backwards, let's talk about security modernization. This prison was never set up for modern day security. It was built in 34, closed in 63. So to update that, you're talking about $100 to $250 million. To name a few things of what that would entail, you're talking about modern day security systems, control rooms, biometric access systems, as well as modern day surveillance. So now let's talk about the major structural overhaul, because remember, it hasn't been used as a prison in 55 years. Buildings have been deteriorating. They've been preserved, but not brought up to standard. Let's start with utilities, things like water, electricity, sewage. They have either been non-functional or outdated for decades and would all need complete replacement. As we all know, California has a lot of earthquakes, and when they built this prison in 1934, they didn't really care about that. There were no codes, but in 2025, there are. So they would have to do some earthquake retrofitting to get it up to speed and code is there, as well as getting the buildings up to code in general to modern safety standards. Now let's talk about the cost. Just to get you to walk in the door of it, modernization of it, updating it would be $200 to $400 million. Your security systems, $100 to $250 million. And then staffing alone would be $50 to $100 million. And that is before you have to fight all the other regulatory compliances, things like that, which would be another $50 to $200 million. So basically you're looking at between $400 and $950 million, and that's before any expansions and any other unknown expenses. This could go well into the $1 to $1.5 billion range.
All right, cool. Thought that was pretty interesting. I know it's kind of long, but I thought that was pretty interesting to go in depth on what it would take to bring Alcatraz back. Hey man, the way these Negroes running around here in the street, I'm all for it. How about y'all?
Yeah, it's weird that they actually bringing that up. That lets you know like something could be going down. Like it's just out of ordinary. They just talking about Alcatraz, so that's kind of crazy.
Enzo,
So I'm all in favor of it, honestly, because remember how he was like, "Oh, we're gonna deport United States citizens, the worst of the worst." You don't need to if you upgrade Alcatraz. I don't care. Leave it as is. No one's getting off that island to begin with. Put the P3DOs, put the school shooters, put the people that do the worst of the worst of the worst that are beyond a reasonable doubt. There's no shadow of a doubt that they're not guilty. Put them on that island. They ain't getting off.
Don't we got a Guantanamo Bay for that?
Nah. Put them there. That's worse.
Yeah. Alcatraz got a better. It just got a better
Alcatraz would be like a luxurious hotel if they update it, especially for the immigrants. It'll be hot. Trust me. It'll be like the Pablo Escobar prison.
Wow. Gray.
I'm gonna go off of what Anthony is saying right here is that it just costs too much. Like Trump is supposed to be the person saving money. Like I understand like security, if you put somebody out there, they can't escape, but because of all the water that they're surrounded by. And I think that's like in Angola and Louisiana too, like it's surrounded by water. So I understand to an extent where it's like, okay, like people can escape. But I feel like now with technology and everything, like the cost to like get that up and running when it's like, I think it's owned by a national park now. Just to house those people, I don't think it's worth it. You got a lot of prisons where it's like, and even if you escape these days, you're gonna get caught.
So how about we keep the tourist part of it, and you just let the tourists come see these degenerates behind bars, and we could just act like it's an animal show.
That'll be the real Beyond Scared Straight.
Yeah, right.
2 birds, 1 stone.
That's what I say. You could pay to see them. All the school shooters, all of them. You could pay to see how they living. Diddy, put Diddy up there.
Put Diddy up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he deserve to be on Alcatraz?
R. Kelly can perform.
Shit, to put Epstein's corpse there. This is the new Epstein Island.
I think though for there, you need like Hannibal
Lecter.
My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Like Hannibal Lecter, you need like serial killers, like people that's like got like some real like destruction under their belt. I feel like that because the people that were there before was Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, like real notorious criminals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm saying we got some real ones now though.
We do.
Yeah.
All the people that are in ADX Florence, put them there. The Alcatraz of the Midwest.
Well, those are Timothy McVeigh, the Unabomber, all of them. And then we could just charge people to come see
El
it.
Chapo there.
Who?
He ain't El Chapo. He ain't escaping Alcatraz. If he can escape Alcatraz, let it be free.
He deserved to be free if he can get out of it.
He deserved to be free, exactly.
There's somebody like El Chapo that needs to be there. Somebody like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we got a guest that just dropped in. Alpha, the first one. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah.
If you can't hear me, just let me know. I live in the mountains of Southern California, SoCal, so sometimes our internet get kind of crazy. All right, let me give you a little background on me. Shout out to the host. We had a good discussion online. I presented a solution to the student loan problem that y'all was talking about that I hope y'all discuss at another time. But this does tie into you guys' subject in a conversation about Michelle Obama. All right. I'm right now finishing my PhD and my doctorate in natural medicine. I have a master's degree in forensic science. I have a bachelor's degree in biology and a bachelor's degree in philosophy. Yes, I am that black guy who played the sports and served in the military. I'm the one they've been talking about that they can't seem to get to tie down. So I'm not bragging. I'm just being honest. And I'm a former dope boy. Yes, I used to sell drugs. I've been shot, all that stupid stuff. Okay, so I'm not coming to you as perfect or some academic that's out of touch, that don't know what's going on from the hood, all that good stuff. All right. So when I speak, you might want to take a few notes because I'm writing about this in my thesis as a moment right now. Right now, we are living in a situation where we are seeing a paradigm shift that's going on. We have a paradigm shift that is collapsing. That paradigm shift is called feminism. Feminism is collapsing before our eyes right now. It is happening in real time. Michelle Obama is not a feminist. I repeat, Michelle Obama is not a feminist. My argument tonight, gentlemen, and all of you gentlemen seem pretty level-headed and squared away. Michelle Obama and all the other black women have never been feminists because there's never been a black feminist on this planet, period. That's my argument. Michelle Obama is a womanist. Look this up. Someone Google it. There's something called feminism and there's something called womanism. Look it up. Womanism.
I want you to say that energy for the main event.
Go ahead.
We got like 2 or 3 other subjects.
That's my argument. Go
glad
ahead.
to have you here.
Go ahead.
Seems like you're gonna bring some spice up in here. So what we
got a whole lot of spice. Trust me, I got a whole lot of spice. I can give you some insight. I'm in Hollywood, baby. I play basketball with most of the porn stars y'all watch on TV. Shout out to them. Go ahead.
All right, so what we talking about now? So what I usually do is run a video. I'll make it quick. I run a video, and then we comment on it. So the one I just ran was Trump is trying. I think he is going to reopen Alcatraz. So we just going through. Is it worth it? And stuff like that, and getting everybody's opinion on it. You have an opinion about that, or have you?
Yeah, I do. I do. I used to serve in the military. I went from green to gold. I was an Army and I was airborne in the Army. And I went to the Air Force to go into the officer program. And I got out because I got sick of George W. Bush and all those wars. All right. So the bottom line is this. When Trump talks about, oh, he's trying to get rid of the terrorists, he's trying to get rid of the worst people. He can do that already one way. He can send them to Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay in Cuba has never closed. You guys do know that. So that's already there. When he say I can send the worst of the worst people, meaning Americans, when they say Trump is trying to send people outside of the country. When he's saying that, he's talking about the mass murderers, the guys we do have domestic terrorism here right now in America right now. And they're not all Latino MS-13. We do have Islamic radicalists. We have white supremacist radicalist groups that are self-declared enemies of American states. So when Trump does make that claim, it's not just xenophobic. He's telling the truth. So he already can send them to Guantanamo Bay. That's already on the books. He now opened a new lane, which is what El Buque, shout out to him, in El Salvador. He can send people down there to the CCOT. And now, obviously, to calm down all the foolishness, when people say we don't want to send out of the country, he's now reopened Alcatraz. And I'm in the state of California, Southern California. I'm 4 hours away from San Francisco. So yes, that is why he's doing it, because they do have self-declared radicals here in America that are anti-America. And it is what it is. You don't hear about it, but I got a lot of buddies who work in the alphabet agencies, okay? And it is true. They've showed you this in Hollywood. What they say, Hollywood always show you before it happened. If you think I'm lying, go look at that movie called Sicario. Go look at that movie, Sicario 1 and 2. They showed you what they're about to do and what they're doing it, and they're executing it right now. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just try to give you a visualization of what's going on. In Sicario, what did old boy say? What did he tell the Secretary of State? He said, what do you want to do? He said, we want to go to war. He said, with who? Everybody. Everybody. He said it just like that. And he said, I'm going to have to get dirty. He said, I'm going to have to get a little dirty. He said, that's why we brought you here. That's exactly why we brought you here, to get dirty. Okay? And what did they do on the border? They declared all the people that's immigrants coming over as what? Foreign hostile, terrorists. The drug cartels are terrorists now. So that's what's going on, gentlemen. That's why they opened up Alcatraz. Trump saying, screw it. I don't have to send them over to Guantanamo Bay. I don't have to send them to the sea cotton in El Salvador. I can ship their ass right out there to the Rock. So that's what's going on. If you want me to give my opinion.
And do you agree with it overall?
Well, let me say this, and this is for black men. And shout out to any white man or red man or whoever of color that's listening to this. In particular to black men, you know, they do as much as they can. Shout out to Kanye West before he went crazy. On one of his songs, what did he say? He said, we wasn't supposed to live past 25. Joke's on you, we still alive. Remember that in that song? Mm-hmm. Under 25 for black men is the age where they try to get us in the prison system. It is what it is. I'm an 80s baby. I'm a millennial. I lost a lot of homeboys to the prison system. It is what it is, man. Selling dope, doing stupid shit, trying to impress chicken heads. You know what I'm saying? And so when they start labeling people terrorists, you got to be careful, because now a guy who is a dope boy, a trap star, shout out to Jeezy, right? When they become that, if they elevate that status from just drug pusher to terrorist, there you go. Now you got a black man or a white man, because there's a lot of white boys pushing dope. Shout out to Breaking Bad. Remember that movie? That TV show pushing meth and fentanyl. They push that hard. That's what we say down south. I'm from New Orleans. We say hard. There's that hard, that white. They pushing that hard. Okay? So when you look at that situation and you go from just a drug dealer, I think they did this, but I think they label fentanyl. I believe it's on the books where if you are a fentanyl pusher, they could charge you with murdering. That's how bad it is for white people. They call them zombies. You see them out there. I think that's
justified though.
Well, if it's justified,
to take the actually unalive somebody is crazy.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying that your product, which is drugs, you know, narcotics, all that stuff, is killing people, is murdering people. So when you get into that context of elevating crimes that are seen as just crimes that should be just domestic crimes to now it's at a national security level, man, that's a whole nother ball game, brother. Because when you get to the national security level, let's be honest, the Constitution gets very thin when you get to that level. It gets very thin. It becomes like international warfare, man. And I was in the military. You're talking about a whole nother ball game there. So do I think that Trump should be taking terrorist people, not drug dealer terror, but just overall terrorist radicals out of the population? Absolutely, I support that 100%. But I'm very cautious when you start getting into labeling certain domestic crimes as terrorism. You know what I'm saying? That's where I kind of say we got to kind of pump the brakes, because American citizens, black or white, you still are a citizen. You still have protection under the Constitution. And even though you commit a felony, you still have certain constitutional protections. But if they take it to another level of saying you're a terrorist, man, that's a whole nother ball game, man. That right there, like I said, you're getting into a gray area. So my position on him opening Alcatraz, I think is a good thing, because it can keep people that they do identify as terrorists here in America. But it's kind of caution, because what becomes a terrorist? You see what I'm saying?
Alpha, let me interrupt you. Kim was interviewed by Nora over the weekend. I think Nora was some Christian event, and the name of your stuff is Real Woman, Real Talk. You want to introduce yourself? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Can't hear you. All right. So I guess we'll wait till she come back. But
you can just keep going.
Yeah. We go around, let everybody talk. So and then it's like an hour. So I might interrupt you just to get to the next subject.
Oh, no. Well, I don't want to take up too much time, but that's my two main arguments as far as the topic y'all talking about. And it ties into the student loan problem. And I'll end my intro on this. A lot of this stuff, fellas, kind of going back to one key problem. And like I say, shout out to my white brothers out there. No offense, but I'm going to tell the truth, as they say down south. tell the truth and shame the devil. I'm from New Orleans. That's an old saying. I'm gonna tell the truth right now. The main problem right now with the white society is what? They're not having babies. Period. They ain't having babies. That's worldwide. That's global. And everything they're doing right now, and specifically with Donald Trump, is trying to get that birth rate up. And the fentanyl crisis ties into Alcatraz. Because if they can start labeling fentanyl pushers as terrorists, there you go. We can get them out of here. That's what the border thing is about. That fentanyl is tearing them up, man. I'm out here on the West Coast. I don't know where y'all at, but brother, we got almost probably 500,000 people homeless out here. It is what it is. They're everywhere, dude. They are everywhere, and they on that stuff hard. Of course, they're gonna show you black people in the pictures, to kind of make that whole point. But bro, it's a lot of white people going down heavy out here, and it's that fentanyl. So all this stuff ties into the birth rate, and it all ties into feminism. And my overall argument for y'all topic today is there is no black feminist. Michelle Obama is the last of her.
Alpha, he's gonna play a video of that at the end.
We gonna tie to it at the end. But
Okay.
from what you said, we'll just kind of interrupt and let you know because we gotta
go ahead.
keep going.
Good. So that's it. Go ahead.
Okay. Anybody got something to add to what he said before we go to the next subject?
Easy then go.
Easy.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to say that it's gonna cost a lot of money to open up Alcatraz, man, and that funding is gonna be a lot, and all that transportation back and forth and all that. I don't know, man. We'll see. I guess. Shit, I don't know.
He be creating jobs. Somebody got to drive the boat. That's what they complain about. Say we losing jobs under Trump. All right, so I'm gonna go to the next subject. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but if you haven't, pay attention, and we're gonna come back and discuss it.
Out of Ohio, a man whose teenage son was killed by police is now accused of killing a sheriff's deputy in turn. Rodney Hinton is in jail in Cincinnati after he allegedly rammed his car into this officer, identified as Deputy Larry Henderson, a 33-year veteran of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, was retired, technically picked up a shift as a traffic cop for a day. It didn't turn out well. Henderson was not involved in Hinton's son's death. Tom Hansen's been following this tragic story, and we do warn you, as you may imagine, some of the footage here you're going to see is graphic.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun on your right. On your right. He's got a gun.
2 hours after watching this body cam video of officers shooting and killing 18-year-old Ryan Hinton after a police chase, officials say his father, Rodney Hinton, got into his car and purposefully drove into a sheriff's deputy directing traffic on graduation day near the University of Cincinnati, killing him.
He was so well liked and so well known. We are so deeply saddened.
Sheriff's deputies packed a courtroom Saturday as Rodney Hinton was charged with aggravated murder. They were there in support of the fallen deputy, now identified as Larry Henderson.
I understand there is a lot of sadness and a lot of anger in this room right now.
The day before, Cincinnati police say they got a report of a stolen vehicle at this condominium complex. When officers arrived, 4 men suspected in the theft got out of the vehicle and fled. One of the men was Ryan Hinton. He was shot twice and killed by a police officer who says he pointed a gun at him.
And he felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm.
Investigators say they recovered this loaded gun from the scene, allegedly found in Hinton's possession. Lawyers for the family say the next day, Rodney Hinton appeared distraught watching the body cam footage with police. After the meeting, that was the last time they heard from him. The Hinton family says they are devastated for the family of the officer who was killed.
The officer was just out doing his job, directing traffic.
Now, Deputy Henderson had recently retired but continued to work as a special deputy. Rodney Hinton is being held without bond. His public defender says he has no felonies on his record, and this was an emotionally charged situation. His next hearing is set for tomorrow, guys.
Boy, emotionally charged is a...
Man, I'm slowly starting to believe that Negroes want their own island where they can act up. Maybe Trump sensed that and reopening Alcatraz. Who wanna tackle this first?
I did a video on this earlier. And I do feel like the way the father, because what they said was the father can handle watching the video. They said that he watched it, he got so emotional, he ran out. So it probably was a crime of passion because, you know, like people don't let their emotions settle and say, let me think this through. Like now your son lost his life and you just threw your life away. You didn't even wait to try to like see what the court system was going to do. You could have got a civil lawsuit. The cop could have went to jail if he was wrong, but your son supposedly had a gun. So like, I just think it was irrational and someone was emotional and they just reacted.
Yeah, 100%. I feel the same way. The officer ain't even had nothing to do with the situation, too. So, from my understanding, that officer was already in retirement, and he was just out there just doing a normal thing. But yeah, man, that's indications of civil war type shit. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff that we can't do. We can't allow our emotions to take over, man. So. And that's embarrassing, actually. It's embarrassing. That's my take on it.
Alpha?
I look at this from two positions. One, I don't know if you guys have a military background. And it's not
easy.
If he knows this, then he knows that there's something called PSY operations, things like that, political psyops. And not to get too crazy and on some conspiratorial stuff, but every time I see something in the media, I look at it from two angles. I look at it, who does it benefit and who does it hurt? So this story that the media is running, and they always pick out certain stories to get a charged emotional response from the public. All right, so who does this help when you look at it? Obviously, it helps the law and order crowd because they're going to say, see, we got to back the blue. We got to support the blue. We got to back everybody. Who does this hurt? Right now, the Democratic Party is on the disorder crowd. They're openly campaigning for illegal immigrants. They're campaigning for people to come to the country illegally, all that good stuff. So whenever I see cases like this, I try not, don't get me wrong, I'm human. I'm a man too. I'm a black man too. And I know these kind of situations happen, but they happen every day. So my initial response is wait, watch, and get the facts. Don't get caught up into what they're telling you initially because the story will change. Most of this stuff is ran as psyops. It is what it is. And that's not no Alex Jones conspiracy stuff. The brother who's in military, he knows this. The U.S. Army, the U.S. government does this all the time. They will run certain stories just to get a certain response. And right now, they're trying to get black people, and particularly emotionally charged, because black people have checked out. Look at all those protests that just went on. Go back and look at them. There wasn't no Negroes out there. No black people weren't out there. See what I'm saying? They ain't out there marching for all that stuff. They talking about anti-Trump and all that stuff. So they're going to keep doing this until 2026. They're going to keep running these stories where it's a lot of emotions, a lot of racial undertone to it. But I think what you guys are doing is exactly what I would do. Look at the facts, what they reporting as the facts, and go from there. Do not get caught up on a personal level, especially not at your household, not in your community, arguing about this stuff, because that's exactly what they want to do. Black people got to get out of that. We got to get out of this pick and choose outrage that we constantly keep doing. Every day, a black man is murdered by another black man. A black man, police officer is murdered by another black person. It happens every day. But the media pick and choose certain cases just to get people emotionally charged, to get the white side charged up and the black side charged up. So that's my opinion. It is what it is. If they reporting right now, what they're reporting, if those are the facts, then it sounds like that brother did a horrible deed. It is what it is. Why are you gonna run over a man in broad daylight who had no connection to anything else that you was doing? So that's my position. I just tell people be careful because they run these psyops, and it as you can see, it does not end well, particularly for black people when they get emotionally charged to these kind of cases. That's my position.
All right. And I agree with you. And the media is just I had to think about this myself. The media is just doing their job. The more we get into it emotionally, the more they profit from it. It's up to us to change the narrative with the media. Enzo?
I mean, it's just an unfortunate situation all around. I mean, the child, the kid, in that case, unfortunate. I don't know what the extent of it was, or why he was running, why he had a gun, or anything like that. It's terrible for him. But when it comes down to the father, I mean, it's literally like Grace said, just a crime of passion. He probably saw the first police officer that he saw that was vulnerable, and just went at him for whatever reason, because he felt like, oh well, it's one of his buddies or probably work together. I'm just gonna run him over, which is absolutely terrible. And like it's same thing like with the Carmelo case. It's just two people just throwing their lives away or getting their lives taken at the end of the day. And it's really all I have to say about that.
Easy.
Just makes me think how blessed I am because tomorrow's not promised. So, but it's definitely a tragic situation. That's all I gotta say about it because everybody already said everything else. But yeah, definitely tragic.
Yeah. And I don't want to, because I'm one, even what Alpha said, I'm usually the one that's pushing the media does it for profit. That's their job. But that's part of it. But the other part is we are on some real degeneracy out here in the Black community. I know I live in the inner city. I'm sure y'all live in the inner cities. I've actually made the step to move out. And, you know, a lot of people will say you're a sellout or whatever. I want to get rid of that notion too, because you're not a sellout from moving out the community, because you're not moving from Black people. You're moving from a mindset.
Look, I'm sold out. So let me say that right now. I'm sold out. They can give me a t-shirt. I'm sold out, brother.
I live in the suburbs.
I ain't ashamed to say that. I'm sold out. Look, I love Black people, but we are fucking crazy. Let's be honest, man. We will kill a nigga over his shoes, stepping in the club. You stepped on my J's, dog. I'm taking you out. We will take each other out the Waffle. I don't know what part of America y'all from. I'm from New Orleans. West Side LJs. I grew up in the Fisher Projects, brother. Okay? Look, it is, and that ain't saying because I'm so hard or your hood is worse than mine. All ghettos are the same. Shout out to that Bruce Lee. Go back and look at that. They all stink. All right? But let's be honest about this Black community. This Black community is failed. So when they tell me I'm a sellout, I say that's a compliment for me. I'm trying to get the hell away from any Black person saying that, especially Black women. It is what it is. Let's just get all this form of bullshit over with. All right. If you want to know how I think in terms of where my baseline come from, go look at that old cartoon called Boondocks. Okay, that brother was.
I fucking love that show.
That brother was putting some real shit out there about how Granddad is, how Riley is, and how the Smart Brother is. Okay, we do a lot of look. It is what he had a skit called the N word. I don't want to get your channel flagged. You know, the N word moment.
Alpha. RP Magnolia Slim.
Yeah, RP Magnolia Slim. Yes, indeed.
Third Ward.
Absolutely. You know, there's a N-word moment. We always have N-word moments where we take each other out, trying to impress some dumb hood rat. Okay, it is what it is, man. So when brothers tell me, "Oh man, you sold out," I tell them, "No, I'm sold out, and I stay sell out until I get away from your ass, wherever that is, suburbs. You got hood rats in the suburbs. You got hood rats on college campus. You got hood rat doctors, lawyers. I should know. I dated them in Atlanta. Shit, that's all I had was hood rat doctors, hood rat lawyers. Okay,
hey, let me add something on what you're saying though. That you just said something about the hood rats coming to the suburbs. A lot of people will call in real estate, they'll call certain things racist where certain people don't want to sell houses to Black people. I know personally, a lot of times when you get into these suburbs, they don't want to sell to single moms. They got like boys. If there's no father in that picture, a strong father in that picture, a lot of times they don't want you out there. They want you to come out there with a 2-parent household. And a lot of people will say it's racism, but a lot of times if you raising these Black boys with no father, like I said, to me, it's a mindset. It's just that black people has purchased this mindset, it seems, more than other races. But
Let me
yeah,
correct you on something. Let me correct you on that. You said soul. I don't look at it from soul. I look at it from Section 8. There's a lot of people who don't want to do Section 8 with black folks because they're going to set up a trap spot. It is what it is. That hyena, when that hyena woman get that Section 8, that's ghetto gold. Y'all all know that. She going to set
but
up the
you know
trap
what?
spot.
They got the protection of the government when it comes to that, though.
That's it.
But when
Absolutely. That's
when
big
you
money.
outside of Section 8, you don't have that protection. Well, they
Yeah.
trying to, because they try to frame it as racism instead of taking accountability.
Man, I wouldn't sell my house to black people. I'm sorry. When you're dealing with
Hold on, Alpha. This is what I want to say. I feel like y'all focus on the most negative black people. There's plenty of normal black people out there. Like it's like
But
4
they
or 5
good.
black normal black
The
people
normal
out
black people are good. We don't need. They know they doing what they supposed to. We don't need to check them. They check themselves. We got to check these Negroes that's doing all this crime out here. That's who we need to be checking. That's why we talk about the negative. The thing is, we not, and that's the thing. That's like, what's it when they a lot of times when men are correcting women, the women take it personal. We like the women who are good. We're not talking about you. If you're not a 304, if you married to your husband, raising your kids, you go to church, whatever it is you do, you contributing to the community. Cool. You taking care of the house. We're not talking about you. That's the same thing. We're not talking about the ones who doing what they supposed to do. We got to point out
prime
the ones
example,
that
look
aren't.
at this. Alpha's talking about New Orleans. Birdman
Yeah.
from New Orleans, billionaire. Master P from New Orleans, got money. So like a lot of these street guys is getting money. They're not really like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna be hood, but it's money in the streets, so that's why they doing it. That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
But there you go. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Let me clear it up. Let me clear what he's saying up. I'm a street. All you got, every black man in America is a street guy. I don't care how nerdy you think you are. Every black man walking around America got some thug and hood in him. That's a fact. But the bottom line is every black man don't know how to turn it off, like a light on and off switch. And the problem is this: Birdman, Master P, Jeezy, all these guys who became successful, man, hood rat mentality don't want them guys. Hood rat mentality says what? You got to fund my lifestyle. You got to buy me all this stupid shit. And at the end of the day, you going to the prison, and that's that. You got to go out of here. And I got to go on to the next man. So when I talk about the negative, I'm talking about a mindset, brother. Hood rat mindset ain't no different than white trash. It's the same thing, brother. It's the same mindset. They just trying to pull people down, and they can't make it in society other than throwing out shaming language, saying you a sellout. See what I'm saying? White trash, they say what? You an N-word lover. That's what they tell the white liberals. You an N-word lover. See what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Don't let that mindset pull you down. You a successful brother, the brother who was just talking. They don't want you, man. They can't stand brothers like you. You got to go to prison, dog. It is what it is. So that's what I'm attacking. I attack that mindset. So when I talk about the negative black folks, I'm talking about a mindset, not any one particular person.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to drive home. When you leave the hood, you're not leaving black people. You're leaving the mindset. Because guess what? This is what they don't tell you. And this is especially in Atlanta. There are so many great neighborhoods outside the urban core where there's mostly black people. But they have them different mindset. They take care of their yards. They're respectful. They're not playing their music loud at 2 a.m. You know, it's that does exist. It's not put out there, but it does exist. And I'm glad Gray pushed back a little bit so that we can make that known. Thanks for that. Yeah, we do have that. But and our point here is to push that more, to try to get more people to get to that mindset and get out the hood. To me, that's what cities now are just dumps for people who don't want to make the right decision. All right, I'm about
hold on, let me add this to you. If you wanna see what I'm talking about with Master P, Romeo's a cool dude. We play basketball at LA Fitness in Northridge. Real talk. He's okay. He's not too bad on the court. All right. Romeo is Master P's son. Romeo does not have the hood mindset. He did enough to get his CDs sold and stuff, but Master P made sure he didn't put that mindset. Now look at Master P and his brothers. C Murder doing life right now. Y'all know that, right? He in there for life because he did some stupid shit at a strip club. And go look at that interview with Master P. What he said. He said, I did everything to get Steve Murder on. I did everything to get him out the game. But I couldn't get that mindset out of him. I could not get that N-word mindset out of him, that hood mindset. So that's all I'm saying. We got it. White folks got it. Asian people got it. Everybody got that mindset, man. It is what it is. You got to cut yourself off from them people. I don't wish no harm on nobody. But when they call me a sellout, shit, I tell them I'm sold out. Anyway, go ahead, brother.
All right. Anybody else got anything? If not, I'm going to the next subject.
Go ahead.
Let me see.
Star Steve Smith has been sued under the homewrecker law. Smith is accused of having an affair with Nicole Martinez, a member of the Baltimore Ravens marching band. The lawsuit was filed in North Carolina by Antonio Martinez, and he is seeking at least $100,000 for the alleged affair in his marriage. In February, Martinez posted screenshots of messages between Smith and his wife. The lawsuit claims Smith would send explicit text messages and photos to Martinez's wife, and that they had sex in January 2025 after a Ravens game. Martinez allegedly called Smith to confront him about the situation. Martinez said, "You've been my wife, bro." Smith allegedly responded, "I'm sorry." Martinez claims emotional distress and is seeking compensation, punitive damages, and attorney's fees. Smith has yet to comment on the matter.
All right. Well, I'll let y'all go. I thought this was important because a lot of people don't know that these type of laws exist to where spouses can, if they can prove that you interrupted their union, you can be on the hook for payment. Another example of this a lot of people don't know about is, or maybe y'all do. Y'all know about vasectomies if you're married? So a lot of times if you get a vasectomy, when you go to the doctor, a lot of times the doctor will ask, are you married or single? And the reason why they're asking it is because if you're married and they perform this on you, and then the wife finds out and she wanted another baby, and because you performed the procedure, she could sue that practice.
Whoa, damn.
Yeah, there's laws on the books like this. So when I seen this, I was like, this got to go on the man cave because a lot of people don't know that this type of stuff exists.
Wow, I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah. You want to comment, Gray?
I'll say that like with infidelity in relationships, well, in Florida, it's no fault. So like it doesn't matter who did what. You could have been with 20 people. Like it doesn't matter. You go pay regardless. So like I think in some cases infidelity, because he's getting charged and he's not in a relationship, right? The guy that she messed
No. This is different. Like no fault is in every state, pretty much.
Yeah.
It might be one or two. No, this is different. This is basically a lawsuit. The husband is suing the NFL player because the NFL player was sleeping with his wife. So he's basically saying we had a good marriage until you came in and pulled her away from me. So you need to compensate me for ruining my marriage.
I'll give an example. My girl like Michael B. Jordan, right? If Michael B. Jordan hit my broad, yeah, he getting sued. It's gonna be like, yeah, bro, I need my 60. So yeah, I would have did it too. I don't blame the husband. Like it's like, I mean, at least he didn't crash out. I'd rather him sue than crash out.
Yeah. Get paid.
Yeah.
That'd be payment on the dates for the next one. It's expensive to date out here now. They want Ruth Chris, everything else. Who want to go?
Slim. You muted, Slim.
My bad. I was gonna say I agree with Gray on that one, man. At least he ain't crash out, man. Real stuff. But yeah, man. I mean, it's just crazy out here in these streets nowadays. I mean, you never know. But you know, that's all I really got. I ain't got too much on that take, but I do agree with Gray on it.
Easy.
Yeah, with the climate right now, honestly, it's going to be a lot more people suing people because people are trying to do anything to get a bag right now. So
yes, sir.
It's going to be a trend, trust me.
You want to go, Enzo?
Yeah. I just hear sensitive ass dude get mad at other dude for dicking down his wife behind his back. What happened to the days of I'm just gonna whoop your ass if I find out my wife cheating on me with you, instead of I'm gonna take you to court for emotional damage and distress. Like, what? I don't care if he's a football star or not. That is the most sensitive shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
They don't fight no more, man. Those days over with.
Yeah.
Yo,
Bring
this
back the good
hilarious,
old
right?
days, bro. Bring out the
This
glove. That's what
hilarious
we
right
used
here.
to do back in the day.
It costs a lot of me. It costs me a lot of money these days for pleasure now. Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm going for the mill, Enzo. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, okay. I get 50 mil out of this.
Okay,
You
if
look
it's
a
Michael
whole
B.
new
Jordan,
life, a
yeah,
whole new
maybe.
life. Like, I mean, like
Maybe if it's Michael B. Jordan, then I'm gonna like put a mask on. I'm gonna whoop your ass after.
right.
You ain't gonna know. I'm gonna get the money and I'm gonna get the satisfaction.
Alpha.
Yeah, okay. That brother who made that point with Michael B. Jordan, shout out to him. That's a intelligent response. I call that evolution. But let's be honest about this. Marriage in America is done. That's the worst deal on the planet in America, period. All right. Why would you want to marry the government and the government gonna tell you how to end your relationship? Every married man in America has no power, from President Trump on down. I stand by that. You have no power. When you marry a woman in America, you give all your autonomy, agency over to the government. They can tell you how to end your marriage, how to pay your marriage, how to screw in your marriage, all that stuff. So when you told me that vasectomy law, I said that sounds, I never heard that, but that's not quote unquote unexpected. That's why I made the claim, and I know people might disagree with me on this. The most powerful position to be in America is a baby daddy. That's right, I said it. Baby daddy has more power than a husband, because the baby daddy does not give that woman access to his assets and resources. Yes, you have to pay child support. That's just a bill. It is what, hell, we got people paying $2,000 for Escalades now. Okay, car notes is crazy. But so child support ain't that much. It depends on how much money you make. And you should want to take care of your child. Don't be a bum, because your son may raise up one day and come take you out, like the movie DMX did. Go look at that movie. All right. So it is what it is. All right. But the bottom line is this. I tell all men, and shout out to you, brother, who hosting this channel. You have no idea. I'm in the academic circle, if y'all can't tell. You guys have no idea. You are the mainstream. Every guy on this panel, y'all need to accept this. You are now the mainstream. The mainstream media is doing flips. They losing sleep. They causing. We got layoffs out here in Hollywood. They can't get a hold on the people. You guys got it. Collectively, podcasts, YouTube, you guys are it. Y'all just don't know it. Do not let those views fool you. There's people all over the map right now, consultant, millionaire people, watching you guys, trying to figure out how to get you engaged with the mainstream media. And this particular subject, how you guys approach it from the man position, that is changing everything. You have no idea how powerful that is. That's why the marriage rate is going down, because men are waking up. More men are understanding this is a bad deal. A bitch can cheat on me. She can cuckold me. I ain't have a baby by another man. And at the end of the day, when you get that divorce, that judge gonna tell you, you got to give half of your assets. You got to give over the house. You got to give over the car. And you got to pay her spousal support. And she ain't your bitch no more. You paying a bitch to be your spouse.
Hey, Alpha, we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna agree with you on the child support. Slim, I say we appreciate everything you said about us, but Slim not gonna agree with you on the child support.
Well, you may not agree. Look, child support is being abused. I'll give you that. We know how bitches do. We got child support. We gonna sit on our ass and try to live off that. I understand that, but you gotta pay it because you don't want to go see Bubba in prison. All right, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it's much cheaper to pay that child support than to be paying alimony, spousal support. losing half of your assets. And here's the piece, and I want every man to understand this. Look, marriage is an institution. We all know that. And when you get a divorce from a woman, I don't care how masculine you are, how bold you are, that shit gonna hit you a certain kind of way. It is what it is, man. And when you gotta go sit in front of the judge and y'all now trying to end this fucked up marriage, you're gonna be doing things that they gonna use against you when it comes to for parental control, 50-50. So that's why I tell guys it's better to just be a baby daddy. Look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm a product of a baby daddy, baby mama situation. My mama got 4 baby daddies. I ain't ashamed to say it, okay? I ain't ashamed to say it. She got 4 of them motherfuckers, okay? It is what it is. I didn't have nothing to do with that shit. I'm the child. You know what I'm saying? I can't jump out of my daddy nuts and my mama ass and say, hey, won't y'all get married and do something right? No. So I'm a product of that shit, man. But I'm telling you, brother, in my lifetime, I'm Gen Y, I'm a millennial, I'm 80s baby. I have seen men, some of the men I respect, good brothers. Respect for brothers. Man, that divorce break their soul, man. And I've seen white dudes. Shout out to the white brothers out there. That shack, we call it shacking down south, shacking. And they will shack and have arguments and they'll split up with that girl, but they keep all their money, they keep all their assets, and they keep their visitation right. And that's what I'm telling brothers. You got to rethink this marriage thing. It's not the way it is no more, man. It is what it is. You got to start looking at this from a financial asset and a power asset. Baby daddies have more. Look, if you think I'm lying, look at that brother up there in New York, that mayor. He's single. He got some kids out there somewhere. He do. Okay? But that brother got to be a mayor and he had to be married. So you don't need to get married anymore as a whole political office, to be a CEO, to be a mayor. Hell, we're going to have a baby daddy president one day. I'm telling y'all right now. So that's my
Trump not the baby daddy, and Trump is definitely the baby daddy president. He got like 3 or 4 baby mamas.
Hey, but you know what? He married them though, so you got to give him that.
He married all of them. Yeah. Okay.
I think yep.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get to this next one. Marriage, it's risky. It's not dead. My philosophy now, I still think it's a good thing, especially with some of the legal responsibilities that come with it. But my philosophy now towards marriage is, because women can just leave, you got to make them work for it. So anybody I'm with, we gonna get married, we're gonna build together, a business, whatever it is. Because if you think about it, if you got if you think about cars, if you go buy you a Ford Fusion or Explorer, you're gonna run through it 100,000 miles, all right, whatever. But if you go get you a 911 or Maserati or something like that, you're not gonna run straight through it because you had to work hard to get that. It has more value. So as a man, if you're thinking about marriage, you have to make sure that you making that woman pay for that value somehow. She's invested. And that she actually likes you. That's why a lot of the marriage stuff is not working, because it used to be that women needed men. It didn't matter if they was attracted or whatever. If he could hold it down and keep them safe, keep them fed, they stuck with the dude because it was security. Now that they can do stuff on their own, a woman has to really desire you for it to even last. She has to have some type of moral standing, but at the end of the day, she still has to value you, because women are emotional. So you got to be able to do that. If you got that attraction, you in there. If not, you done. But I wouldn't say marriage is dead. It's just that a lot of men aren't taught how to go about it. And that's what we about here in the man cave, teaching that.
I 100% disagree with you. Can I tell you why?
Nah, because we got to keep the show cap.
Yeah, we'll come back to that one. But I'm telling you now, on the record, I 100% disagree with you. Because it sounded nice, but go ahead.
Now, hey, you on now, man. You gotta come back. We can definitely have like a one-on-one or another segment where we talk about this.
Go ahead.
Right, let me go on to the main subject. And there's a few videos on this.
Letting loose, too loose. Her new podcast sounds like a confession. First, she said she forced Barack to stop playing basketball. Then she said she wasn't really into him at first. And now she's telling the world they go to couples counseling. Oh, and the White House traumatized her.
You know, like you, I have believed in therapy my whole life. You know, done couples therapy with my husband. What happened that 8 years that we were in the White House? What did that do to me?
Yes.
Internally, my soul, we made it through. We got out alive. I hope we made the country proud. My girls, thank God, are whole. But what happened to me?
Couples counseling.
Very relatable, right?
Do you think Barack is happy his wife is telling the world that?
No, she's trying to be relatable, you know, which I can understand, but it just shows that everybody needed help during his presidency to overcome their policies. And I mean, girl, come on. Like, she has this podcast. I had not listened to it until tonight, Jesse, to be able to have this conversation. And it was like nails on a chalkboard.
So you're saying she's not a great podcaster?
No.
Any comments? Have y'all checked out her podcast at all? Anybody on here?
Other than that clip, no.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, I don't plan to.
All right, so we I can't ever remember his name. The Reverend that was with us.
James, right?
Yeah.
So the idea for the show came from, because I ran across one of his videos, which I'm gonna play. And one of I think it was Tracy Ellis Ross had commented saying that like older men show toxic masculinity, or a lot of the ones that she run into, so she deals with the younger men. And I'm gonna play this video. We come back and break it all down. And I want to see why Alpha thinks she's not a feminist too.
Jordan Wells, Reverend Jordan Wells.
Toxic about masculinity. And so we have right now this thing where toxic masculinity, right? You heard on Michelle Obama's show, this washed up actress start talking about how she dates younger men because older men are more toxic. And so really what these women want is a feminine man, because they can control them, they can beat them into submission, they can make them do what they want them to do. They don't want a man that has strength, right? Because they're dominant, because they're feminists, right? They are the man of the household and the woman of the household. They want a man that they can put in their purse and make do whatever they want them to do, right? And that's the example of toxic femininity, right? Where so men are supposed to be toxic. We're supposed to like football. We're supposed to be very, very masculine, right? And a feminine man is not normal. A man that is feminine, and we've made that the norm, especially the people on the left. And it is not, and it's not toxic to be masculine.
Facts.
All right.
Fact.
Alpha, you want to go on?
Yeah, let me make this quick. That goes back to my original argument. It's all gonna tie in. Michelle Obama is not a feminist. There's never been a black feminist on this planet, period. And I can prove it. Feminism was started by who? Benefited by who? Pushed by who? White women. Period. What did the first feminists say? And what made it jump off? When they said what? Go back and look at those signs. They said an N-word can vote before a white woman. That's exactly what they said. Go look at those. It's called the woman suffrage era. Look that up. All right. What black women, I mean, shout out to David Carroll. I don't know the late, great David Carroll, RP to that brother. He said something. And I took offense to it, but he said it. He was on to something. I'm not saying this is literal, and if I offend you, I apologize. He said black women got a mental disorder. Black women just by themselves have a mental issue. They just can't seem to figure out when something ain't working. It is what it is. This election just proved that. They've been sitting up here playing this game with white women, talking about we all feminists and all that crap. Yet white women get all the jobs. They get all the money. They get all the benefits, all the scholarships, all the freebies and goodies. They not the one getting shot down by the police. Black women are the most unmarried, most in debt, most bad, everything, all the negatives. So that's why I say there's never been a black feminist. They are womanists. That pastor you just played proved my point. What did he say? They want an effeminated man, a man that's submissive. That's womanism. Feminism teaches what?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Feminism says what? We supposed to be equal. Womanism don't say that. Womanism says what? Women are supposed to be dominant.
But
and men
feminism
are
was never
supposed to be
about
submissive.
equality. They hid behind the equality part of it.
That's
It
what
never
it
was
says.
about equality.
But
so to me, the two are the same. It's just like
no,
you got
sir.
Christianity, and then you got Catholic, you got the Baptist church, you got the church down the street with old boy passing the offering plate around. You got all these different prosperity preachers. You got all the different sects. To me, it all fits under feminism.
No, sir. Womanism came first. I can prove it. When did
Adam and Eve.
womanism start? Womanism started when we was on those plantations. It is what it is. When that black woman said, well, screw it. We both slaves. I guess I'll take a better position so I can get better treatment on this plantation. We both was getting raped. We both was getting beat. We both was getting the shit worked out of us. But she took a position instead of her saying, yeah, we both got put up in these chains, whether we was already here, shout out to the native black Americans, all right, or we was brought over here from Africa. Yes, there were black people here. That's why them big old Olmec statues, them big old noses they found out, they dug up, all right? So the bottom line is womanism started on the plantation. When she could go and screw massa and come back at night and say, don't you call me a sellout, Negro, with your black self. That's what she said. All
But
right.
my
And it's
thing
been
is,
going on ever since.
how do we benefit from separating the two? There's no
The
the reason why I'm
how
like
do
it's
you
kind of
benefit?
a waste of time because we
Good
don't benefit
question.
from separating the two.
That's an excellent question because feminism is tearing up who? The white man. Right now, the white population is going extinct, period. And
It's tearing
everything
us
they're
up
doing
too.
right now is trying to stop it. They're trying to root out feminism. Black women thought that white women was joining along with them so they can be dominant over quote unquote other men. No, feminists said what? We don't want nothing to do with you. We want to be in the C-suite. You need to be outside checking the people in at the front desk. That's what we want you to do. We using this so we can get power with that white man. That's what this is all about. And now black women have finally found out for the umpteenth time that they are not in the feminist crowd. So Michelle Obama, in my opinion, what she's doing, what did I tell y'all earlier? The media does what? Who does it benefit? Who does it hurt? She's running a podcast psyop. What is about to happen right now? It happened today, May 5th. What just happened today that's going to tear up black women? They starting to garnish them student loans, brother. All this boss chick that they talking about to come to an end. They ain't paid them student loans in 5 years. $1.7 trillion been missing from the government. And you know how they say the government is quick to take, slow to give it back. All these black men sitting up here talking this foolishness. And this is the problem. This is why I say they're not feminists, because they say all this stupid stuff, but they do the opposite. Michelle Obama is Harvard or Princeton educated. She's in a class for the rest of her life. She got the most powerful black man on the planet right now, bar none, Barack Obama. And what is she doing? Sitting on a podcast with some raggedy ghetto braves, trying to connect with all these black women who about to have their wages garnished. Let's keep it real, brother. Look at Tracy Ellis Ross. That's Diana Ross' daughter. Okay, she's a Gen X, first generation, post-sexual revolution child. She's sitting up there talking that stupid shit. Yes, she's still in that black elite wealth class. And I got one more for you. Look at Beyonce. Beyonce, what did she tell them women to do? You don't need a man. Go by yourself. Kick him out the house. And what did she do? Take Jay-Z. She got cheated on and she stayed. Man, get out of here with that black feminist stuff, man. These are women.
Hold on. So would you say Beyonce a feminist? Because she didn't know, she preached all that, but she went and got her husband.
Beyonce is a tool of womanism, period. She's a tool, meaning she gonna say the stupid stuff, but she ain't gonna live the stupid stuff.
Hey,
If
we can keep this
Beyonce
all
really
simple.
lived,
We keep this all simple and put it straight into feminism. Womanism, feminism, same thing. The only thing I feel like is white women didn't want to go as far. Like black women was like, hold my beer. And they took it to the extreme. That's why they the most in debt, the most broke, because they have totally left their men just in the public. You know what I'm saying? You got that's not all black women, but a good majority.
No, that's all black women. But go ahead. That's all of them. I say all. Go ahead.
But to me, that's what it is. It's like the black women have just took it to the next level and just said we done with that. We gonna embarrass our men, just talk dirty to them. You don't get a lot of that. You're starting to see more of it now with the white women, especially going after Trump. I'm noticing that white women are starting to go after powerful white men more.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
In the black community, is I think ever since slavery, ever since they put the black woman in charge and told her to keep them boys in check, that's it. Just hundreds of years with us.
Keyword check. Your podcast is proving something right now. When you said the keyword in check, that's why they can't stand the manosphere and the red pill. They can't stand that because you guys are waking men up. And there's a lot of black men and white men that's saying, no, thanks. I don't want this deal anymore. That's why black women are angry, because they're saying, what can we do to get these brothers back chasing us, taking these bad deals? When you say black women have all adopted this mindset, that was done in the 90s, brother. That was already done. You are part of them. All these brothers on this panel, you are part of the brothers that have said, no, thanks, I'm not taking that deal. And going forward, you're going to see a lot more brothers moving out. Now, who is taking those brothers? Who is taking those brothers from the black women that the black men don't want those deals? You better believe it's white women. It's Latino women. It's Asian women. It's black women from the continent, black women from South America that don't have that mindset. It is what it is.
Alpha, we not all red pill. I'm on the left. I think Enzo red pill light and Slim's a conspiracy theorist. But
but you may not be red pill, but you got a show called The Man Cave.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, in liberal circles, right off the bat, just that title is antagonistic towards the feminine imperative. They gonna call you a misogynist, even though you are not. Just by you calling it The Man Cave.
I'm gonna defend Michelle Obama though, and this is what I'm gonna say. Michelle Obama is no and she's been called a man this whole time. Michelle Obama been with Obama this whole time, and they basically talk about the white chick that he was with before her, and that she is how he got all these powers and everything like that. So I mean, I can say that I'm with a Hispanic white girl, so I can say that, but it's a big thing with like who you pick, and like people also said that Obama used Michelle and got with a black chick because that was going to be better optics to be with her, and that he's really secretly with the white chick. So Michelle Obama, see, that's what I'm saying. Michelle Obama has dealt with a bunch of abuse, so I can understand why.
Man, ain't no abuse. Michelle ain't dealt with no damn abuse.
But hold on, I want to get married.
She'd have been broke, trying to struggle to take care of Sasha Malia if Obama would have left her. She is living good because she stayed with Obama. If she would have left, she would have been like all these things out here.
That's what she is.
Obama has been trying to be president, and she'd have been dragging you into the child support court like they dragging Trump in court. Come on, man. Obama ain't got abused.
Hey, I still think she's a damn he.
Big Mike.
Hey, after you done, I want to play a video on
That's
that.
wild, man.
Oh, let me play this. Since you said that, let me play this video real quick. It's a joke.
Michael and I.
Model for dealing with a child that's transgender.
Absolutely.
And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a black man. As a black man, would you care to share that journey of?
I didn't hear that before, Jesus.
Y'all knew she was saying that to him, but I know Enzo and Easy didn't get to go. Enzo, what you think?
Big Mike came from his mouth. Listen, it's right around the time where Caitlyn Jenner transitioned, so I mean it's not far fetched. No, that's a crazy wild take right there. But
it hurts my heart.
No,
As a black man.
Going back to that original video of hers, or saying that he got they got Barack to stop playing basketball or whatever. I'm like, exactly plays into what Rev was saying. That they just want a soft man to control them.
Yeah, I want to cut your balls off, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my
That's Barack Beta. That's
Easy
it.
with your
With
face.
Big Mike.
Yo, I ain't got no comment, bro. Like I'm just gonna leave it alone, bro. Bro.
Now, deep down, I don't believe that. I used to defend it, but after what heard Michelle and Barack did in the election, I'm all for the jokes now. But I personally don't believe it. I think she's a woman. But it's funny as hell now. You came after black men. I got all the jokes all day now.
Have y'all heard of a website called BitChute? BITCHUT?
Oh yeah.
You should check that out. There's a guy on there called Bam, BAM. It's a brother. I think he's from Jamaica, or he from one of the islands. He got that real heavy accent, but he gets millions of views talking about how the conspiracy that Hollywood has a lot of transgender dudes playing women on TV in full. I mean, he's a real funny dude, but he does that really. The whole idea that she's a man, it's not far fetched because I've seen some other videos where they did close ups of her dancing with Ellen. I think she was on Ellen's show in white pants, and they were
I know what
showing
you're talking
a
about.
dick print. Yeah, they were showing a dick print. You know, I mean, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm in Hollywood, man. My next door neighbor right now, I can walk outside and see the transgender flag. And I'm no homo. I love pussy. Okay, it is what it is. I've slept with 300 women, and I was asked to be a porn star. So I told y'all that earlier. Some of my homeboys I play basketball with. Some of them. Shout out to them boys. They know who they are. So I'm in Hollywood, man. So this whole transgender stuff, I see. And you, let me tell you something. You gotta be a heterosexual to be out here in California because they will try you. They are bold with it. They will. I mean, you could be, pushing up on your hole, and them motherfuckers still gonna try to talk to you. So I had to check a few of them in real time. So it is what it is. But that transgender stuff with Michelle Obama, that whole conspiracy, her being a possible man, I don't think she is a man. But I'm gonna say this: that brother who said it, he not far off because I've seen some videos and they've showed dick prints of her, and you see what you just played. So I'm in Hollywood, man. I didn't see some
He
dude.
said it himself.
I got one last point to hit, and then we can go ahead and do closing thoughts. So I don't know if y'all seen the weigh-ins. So she had the weigh-in on there, and they were going into, I guess, Marlon Wayans was talking about his son. I don't know if his son turned to a woman or he had a daughter.
Oh yeah,
turned to a man.
yeah.
I'm not sure which one. I'll play the video real quick, and then Alpha, I want your take. Is this feminism or womanism? And then we can wrap it up from there.
Really taught me what real unconditional love was.
Yep.
When they went through the transition, I actually went through the transition.
Yep.
I went from denial to complete acceptance. And it took me a week to get there. And what I've learned as a parent is for you to stop loving your child because of their choice and their life, that's a poor reflection on you.
What y'all think about that trash statement? That's what I mean by, like, I feel like Michelle, I feel like she's using the feminist, the like a lot of the liberal, the toxic liberal side, is trans stuff, to push her show at the expense of men, at the expense of strong men. Because I guarantee you she's not going to have who old boy we was talking about earlier that they trying to cancel.
Oh yeah, the actor.
Yeah, she's not going to have him on her show. Even though she probably would get more ratings, I feel like there's an agenda. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. Anybody got anything to say? I'm gonna let Alpha give his take on it.
I'll say they all have agendas. I mean, even a man cave, Vogel, your picks is definitely red pill focused. So I mean, we all got an agenda. So I mean, like, I won't hold that against her for on like that she picked him because she probably don't want somebody hostile that's not gonna like her and think she a man. So she's like, let me go pick Marlon, like, and he got something going on that's popular right now.
I mean, you got an agenda, but why have an agenda that trashes people?
I think Marlon has a
That's the
transgender
thing.
child.
Yeah, that's what. But they fell out, and then like he came back and said he was wrong.
He pussied up. That's what happened.
So, Bo, you'll cut if you had a trans kid, you'll cut him off.
I wouldn't agree with it.
Would you cut him off? Could he come to Christmas? Like,
I mean, no, I wouldn't. I don't cut anybody off. I just not going to agree with it. Now, if you get mad at me and want to disassociate because I won't agree with you, that's one thing. But I don't cut people off unless you're dangerous.
So if they
But
come
I'm not going to be like him and like, oh, it's me and I should just embrace it and that's you and that's how you want to be. Like, nah, you a man. Get your ass up and be a man. That might be where I want to beat the square up and beat the mess out of you. Like, you need to feel a little pain in your life.
So if he came to the cookout dressed up as a female, you'd be
Nah,
heated.
he can't. Nah, you ain't gonna come on my property.
but what if you lose the fight? Now you just lost
what?
to your son in the dress.
I mean, I stood up. Eventually, my son gonna be able to whoop me, but I'm still like he gonna have to kill me to say I'm never gonna agree with it. It ain't about winning; it's about standing on your principle. Nah, Marlon just bitched up. That's all that was. You don't have you can love your kids and not agree. That's part of being a parent. Love is actually steering them in the right direction.
Tough love.
Tough love. Letting your son be a woman. You weren't born a woman. I mean, even if you know what, even if you're gonna be gay, at least be a man about it. Like, I don't even have a actual agenda against that community, but you could be gay and be a man still. I don't necessarily approve of it. I think it should be, everything should be between man and woman. But if you gon' like another man, at least be a man about it. I don't know.
That makes a whole lot of sense at the same time. It's funny. You go be gay, at least be a man about it, goddamn.
I feel like parents ride with their kids no matter if they right or wrong. Every time you see a kid like catch a case or murder or something, the parents be like, "Oh, my baby would never do that. They're just such a good person. Like, they would never do something like that."
Now, my parents, I stayed down at juvenile.
And they just
Look,
like,
I ain't been back to jail since. Well, I had a DUI, but other than that, I ain't been back to jail since. And all
My parents said if
cousins
you're dumb enough to get caught, you could stay there.
Yep.
Shit, they didn't play.
Yep. It's down to juvenile fighting over French toast.
Crazy.
I spent a couple nights in there too.
But I think that's a problem. Somebody said my parents will disown me. I think that's the problem. I think that's why a lot of these guys hide or like they have mental issues and that type of stuff because they can't tell their parents, especially if they like parents are really religious.
But that's on them. You can't save everybody. You cannot save everybody. You can only stand on what's right. And if they got mental issues, that's on them. Why are we trying to save people with mental issues? Everybody can't go.
As a parent, you gonna feel guilty.
I ain't feeling nothing.
If you so religious, you go to church 4 days a week, so your gay child don't want to come tell you, and then they unalive themselves, you gonna be like,
man, that's the problem with Carmelo Anthony. The dude did something he wasn't supposed to, and the parents are sticking up for him. When do we sit and say wrong is wrong, and I can't sit here? That's not love for me sitting here agreeing with you, letting you get away with stuff. That's not real love. That's actually, to me, that's abuse.
Tough love.
Letting your son be a girl, that's abuse. D-Wade, you're abusing your son.
So I got a question for everybody. So if your child deleted somebody and they come with the weapon to your house, and they say, "Hey, Pops, I just did something. I regret it. It was an accident." Are you turning them in or are you helping them hide?
Yeah, I'm putting plastic in the car. They got blood on them and they getting in the car. We going downtown. Or I'm going to call the police. I'm going to be like Charleston White on this one.
What about you,
I'm not, because guess what? Now I got to go to jail because you couldn't handle your emotions. I'm not about to sit here and help you cover up shit. You going to jail. I put something on your books. I give you $20 a month for the rest of your life.
My mother told me this when I was a teenager. Before I was 9 years old. I'm 6'6". I'm 6'6", size 18 shoe. Okay, I was 6 feet when I was about 9 years old. My mother is like 5'11", so I was starting to look over her. And she told me, she said, "Let me tell you something." She looked at me in my mother's an old Southern Negro woman. Okay, she don't mix no word. She said, "Let me tell you something. You a man now." That's exactly what she told me. This is the birds and the bee. This is everything, all in one conversation. She said, "If you make a baby, you're going to pay for it." And she said, "If the police come to my house, I'm going to say you did it." And that was it. Game over. That was my education 101. So that question, if my son or daughter showed up with the blood on them and they talking about they did something, I'm calling the police immediately. And they not coming in my house. They're going to sit outside and I'm going to have a gun waiting at the door for their ass because I don't know what they did and who coming at them for it. It is what it is. So that's my take on that. Tough love, baby. That's what I'm all about. It is what it is.
Great. You gonna help your son cover up?
Hey, I'm riding with him. I'm gonna say, "Hey, bro, go ahead and throw that in the river." I'm gonna at least give instructions.
So
I'm
who
not
gonna
just
put
gonna
money
be
on
like,
the
"Hey,
books?
you owe your own." I'll be like, "Hey, go to get rid of the evidence. Go do what you gotta do. I'm gonna get the lawyer money. Don't tell me anything, and then we'll reconvene." Like, because to me, as a parent, you kind of responsible for the kid. Like me, I grew up at my grandmother's house, so for me with my kids, I'm like, I want to be there for them, like all the time. So like, maybe that's bad parenting, but for me, I would be like, it would be hard for me to turn my own kid in. It would be hard for me to do that.
Nah, they're gonna have you right down there. Y'all both gonna be trying to work in the kitchen at the prison.
I might have to take the charge. I might be like, "Hey,
nah."
Like I said,
got
with my growing up, my parents said if you stupid enough to get caught, you could spend the night there. But when it comes down to like something that extreme, my dad told me a story that happened between him and some known gangster in New York that happened like in the 70s when he was growing up. His dad got him out of New York. He put him in California for a little bit. So I mean, when it comes down to something like that, my dad always told me if you did some crazy shit like that, I'd get you out of the country. So I mean, I'm gonna stand on that.
Slim,
his ass going to jail. Listen, I like my damn PlayStation. I like my peace. I like going out. I ain't got time for nobody else's decision. You want to go out there and unalive somebody? That is on you.
I heard that.
Officer, get him out my crib. I appreciate it. It's gonna save me on my groceries. Holla at you when I see you.
well, I see why y'all this on y'all gates. Y'all will put y'all straight son in prison, so I get it.
Man, we ain't raised you
that's
like
how
that.
it's supposed to be. Hey,
we ain't raised you like that, bro.
Just like I say, when a woman's 18, she can make the decision to be a 304 or go after Shannon Sharp. I'm gonna say, when a man's 18, he make his decisions. If you make a decision to unalive somebody, you going to jail. Just like she can go to OnlyFans, you can go to jail. It's the same thing across the board. Accountability, men and women. That's what we shooting for, right? Equality, right?
You just said the key word, and that goes into it. Equality. That's what feminism is about, and that goes into the whole argument. When you say transgender, feminism created transgender. How did they do that? Look up a lady called Simone de Beauvoir. Simone de Beauvoir was running around with a guy called John Sartre. Look those two names up. She said something that they've been following for the last 70 years. She said, "Women are not born. They become a woman. Do not define women by their biology." When you said that opened the door to transgender. Then the trans dudes say, "Oh, okay, women ain't born. Well, I guess I'm a woman. Caitlyn Jenner, I guess I'm one now. Why not?" And that's the big fight going on in the world right now, if y'all don't know. The transgender thing is being pushed for one thing and one reason alone. It's to create a new protected class based on a sexual fetish called autogynephilia. Look that up. When people think they are the opposite That is a DSM-5 mental health disorder called gender dysphoria. When men get erections and they're in women's clothes, we call that cross-dressing. RuPaul, Billy Porter, that kind of stuff. Dwayne Wade, go look up him. When he talked about, I like having a purse. You know, remember he just did that interview? That's what's going on. So Hollywood right now, if there is an LGBTQ mob or conspiracy, I'm in Hollywood, West Hollywood, that's where it's at. They are telling everybody, in order for you to stay on the payroll, get these goodies, these freebies, we got to get somebody's child. We got to get somebody to say they are transgender. Marlon Rain, Dwayne Wade, Magic Johnson, Charlize Theron, Brad Pitt. All these people got a Chaz Bono from Cher. All these people got a child that is quote unquote transgender. And that is quote unquote feminism. Feminism created this problem, and that's why it's going away right now. Because if they allow this to continue on, the trans dudes are going to take everything from white women. They're going to take their scholarships. They're going to take their sports. They're going to take their businesses. Because they're going to say, guess what? Ain't no difference between men and women. We both the same. That's what feminism says. So guess what? A man can be a woman. So I should be the CEO. I should be playing basketball in the WNBA. I should be playing soccer, swimming with Riley Gaines. Y'all ain't seeing all them fights going on right now? That's what they're fighting. Feminism is causing transgender, and both of them is causing the birth rate to decline. White girls are going trans at exponential rates. There are teenage white girls right now cutting their breasts off in the millions, brother, all over the world, saying that they are men because they don't see being a woman as something that's survival. It's just a survival tactic. So that's my argument. Womanism is what Michelle Obama is. She just wants submission. That's all it is. Feminism teaches equality. And we all know men and women will never be equal. That's my argument.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to say so too before we close out. It was a comedian. And I hate that they do that to boys because most boys go through a phase because you're trying to figure life out. And it was a comedian that said, every boy in here at a certain age took his hand, went behind, and put his hand between his legs and pulled his balls up to see what it was like to be a woman.
I ain't never did that.
I never did that, Bo. I never did that.
And I thought it was hilarious because that's like during that time, that's when a lot of these, I call them predators. They're going after these boys and manipulating their minds because they haven't went through puberty. Yeah, they're grooming them. Like there are certain boys who you might go through that phase, but when you got that strong father there, that's like, hey, little Negro, go out there and fight. Go do this. Go chop some wood. Nah, you ain't about to sit in here with your mama. Because you know a lot of boys, they wanted to do that, sit with their mama. Nah, you ain't about to sit in here and gossip with your mama and auntie. Take your ass outside, ride your bike till the street lights come on.
True.
And that's what we need. A lot of these dudes that are like that is because the fathers aren't directing them. And to me, that's the real abuse. We sit here and talk about the physical abuse. To me, that's taking power away from the parents. But the real things that are abuse like that, we are allowing to happen. It's like the insane asylum just took over. But I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'll let Gray take over.
Yeah, Alpha, I'll take the last part as your final thoughts. What did you think of the man cave?
I love it. Once again, I'm in the academic center arena. I'm right now. I'm about maybe 6 months out from finishing my thesis. I got to defend it. I hope I have gray hair after I do. I hope I don't have gray hair after I defend it because it's stressful as hell. But basically, you guys, I want to let you guys know something. And I've told this to other people across YouTube. Man, you guys need to start looking at how podcasts and independent media is now the mainstream. Whatever you do, do not look at your view count and think you're not reaching people. Remember, YouTube counts one view. That doesn't tell you how many people are watching that one view. Okay, it could be a whole 100 people sitting in a classroom somewhere watching what you saying. Okay, why you think they keep yelling at the manosphere and the red pill? The manosphere just won the election. That's who won. They said that openly. and the left-wing media don't have anything to combat you guys. So I'm telling y'all, y'all doing a great job. The Man Cave is doing great. If you want to get your views up, you should do a lot more shorts, because I think shorts is what get your name out there. You can get a lot more attention like that. But stay true to what y'all doing. Stay true to that quote unquote masculine topic and male center argument. Do not let the feminists and womanists discourage you. Do not let them shame you into submission or say that you're a misogynist or nothing like that. Your topics right now is helping young men all over the world. You have no idea how powerful you guys are. Trust me, I'm in academic circles, and the only reason why they keep me there is because I'm a Negro that can talk the street language to connect with the ivory tower. Once they get sick of listening to me, they're gonna get rid of my ass. So I'm good to go. So keep doing what you're doing, fellas. I appreciate if I could chime in another time. I will. I got some work I got to do, but keep doing what you're doing. The Man Cave, y'all got my A+ approval. I think y'all doing an excellent job, man.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
definitely come back, man.
Enzo, what's your final thoughts?
So I mean, Alpha, thank you for coming. It was a great having you. It's always a great time on Man Cave with you guys. Great topics that we went over tonight. Everything with Trump and Alcatraz. I honestly hope it actually comes true and they just put the worst of the worst there. Call it a day. Unfortunate situation with the police officer that was involved. Unfortunately, he had to have his life taken, as well as the young man until further evidence comes out. I mean, it's just a sad situation as is. And we'll just end on Big Mike. That's all I'm gonna say.
For sure. Slim.
Oh man, good show, man. First of all, Alpha, thank you for your energy, man. You know, I'm pretty sure you brought a lot of energy to the show. The viewers is definitely going to see that. Again, man, another Man Cave revolution tribute, however you want to look at it, man. We did it again. And as always, man, we're going to air that video next week. We're going to air the video to move on the Man Cave, man. So if you're into music, streaming on all platforms, 85 Slim. Love y'all all, man. 100.
For sure. We'll do that on Slim Final Thoughts next week. Alpha, you definitely made our job a lot easier. You came in here with energy. You came in here with information. I didn't write it down. I wish I would have wrote it down. I mean, as far as the feminism stuff, I think it's a place for everything. I don't know if it's like good or bad. It's probably pros and cons to everything. Like Enzo said, I would everything we come on here, I like to get the facts before we make a decision. And Michelle Obama, do your thing. Vulgar.
All right. You know, I always gotta give Gray a hard time. Ain't no place for feminism or womanism. It takes a man and a woman to create a child. It takes a man and a woman to raise a child. It takes a man and a woman to pretty much create anything. The reason why a lot of these women are miserable today, because they say in studies, women are less happy than they were when they were so-called oppressed. And the reason for that is because y'all are doing things by yourself. Okay, we get it. You could do it. Why? When you got help, when you got a man that can help you. Get rid of your ego. But just to end, man, I said all that. Forgot what I wanted to say. All right. So pretty much, man, we on the Man Cave. I want to thank Alpha for coming. I'm gonna get with you. Hope that you'll, come back more frequently. You can build with us because I definitely enjoy having you here tonight. And
let me ask you before I go. All you guys, I want you guys to, here's some homework. You guys write down, try to narrow it down to like a few questions, because I follow the Socratic method, which is questions and answers. All problems are solved with questions and answers. So come up with a few questions that y'all really, really been looking at it, and then let's go from there, because I've just started doing YouTube and I have been waiting because I wanted to come out as a doctor, but I say, man, I got to get this stuff out because people are just doing crazy shit now. I got to start getting it out there. So if you can, send me a question, like do a general consensus of a real question y'all want. This is a good topic. It was a great topic. That's why I chimed in. That student loan topic, that was a great topic. That's the first time I heard of y'all. try to get it down to like one central topic, and then we can go from there, because I'm noticing that all you guys are pretty intelligent on this topic. I'm really happy about it. You guys have some very good. I've been on some panels and I've heard some stupid shit, man. I'm talking about from PhDs, all kind of people say some dumb stuff. You guys got it. You guys got the core central of it. So write down one topic and then send me that topic, and I'll see if I can chime in on it. That's all I can say. Try to get it to one question.
Cool. All right, and to end it off, hey, strong men, masculine men, conservative men, stoic men, stop letting these women tell y'all toxic. What Tracy Ellis Ross said, really what she told y'all is that she's no good for a man or anybody. She wasn't talking about strong men. Man cave.
For sure. And we'll be back with a man cave on Wednesday, and tomorrow it'll be the new party at 8 p.m. Eastern. You guys have a great night.
Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.